Hey guys, going over Hertz stock here, and there is a new article here on April 16th, 2025. This is going to be from Yahoo Finance, and we got, let me close this out here. Hertz Global Holdings shares had their biggest gain even after CNBC reported that Pershing Square Capital Management had amassed a position of almost 20% in the beleaguered car rental company. Bill Ackman here, investment firm, said in a filing Wednesday that it bought 12.7 million shares valued at about $46.5 million at the time of the purchase. CNBC Scott Wapner later reported that the position was about 20%, including shares and swaps, making Pershing Square the company's second largest shareholder. So basically, Bill Ackman's news here causing Hertz shares to jump up tons. Jumped 56% of the close in New York trading and continued to gain in the post-market session. The stock had fallen 47% over the prior 12 months. Hertz has been working to revamp its fleet and position the company for growth, following an ill-advised bet on Tesla electric vehicles, which were unpopular with customers and expensive to maintain. Hertz emerged from bankruptcy in 2021. Representatives for Pershing Square and Hertz didn't immediately respond to requests seeking comment. All right, so this is pretty crazy news here for Hertz. If you take a look at unusual whales here in terms of the insider buying and selling and also firm price targets, first let's go ahead and take a look at insiders. On the week of March 3rd, 2025, we got our latest insider buyings at around the average price of $4.18, nearly $900,000 purchases. 900,000 purchases, and then almost 25,000 sales there. Then we have this week of March 31st here, about 250,000 sales. Then would suck to be selling here around 250,000. But Bank of America here on April 11th, $3 price target, a sell recommendation, and then prior to that, you just have some hold recommendations and then sell recommendations here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the chart here for Hertz Global anyways. With the current price here being $7.69 in the after hours, up nearly 90% here, nearly 80 to 90%. So we are broken above this resistance level here of $6.08. And so definitely keep an eye out for Hertz Global here to potentially move up towards $9. $9 here is going to be the next major resistance level to keep an eye out for Hertz Global. If we break above $8.92, I would then keep an eye out for $10.91. Possibly $12.91, $15.37, and even $19.36. These are all possible resistance levels to be tested, and I believe one of these resistance levels are going to reject. And so if I were trading Hertz Global, potentially take profits at one of these resistances, because I believe at some point there is going to be a pullback. I think this is going to grab a lot of people and grab a lot of volume as we get a potential momentum move up, and then just watch out for that potential sell-off back down. So if I were trading Hertz Global, maybe if your average is below $6, it could potentially be a long-term play. However, if you catch an average above $9, just be careful, as this thing could potentially pull back down at some point. Being up 90% is pretty crazy in my personal opinion, so keep an eye out for one of these resistances to be tested here for Hertz Global. Like I said, if we go into the 4-hourly chart here, we are broken above $6.08. Currently at $7.69. We hit a high here of $9 before pulling back. If I zoom in here to the hourly chart, you can see here hitting $9 and then a pullback here into the after hours. Keep an eye out still. Right, let me zoom out here. Still keep an eye out for $6.08 being a support level. If we do pull back further down, potentially there could be an entry range if we start to stair step up. $8.92 again, I think will be retested in the market going into April 17. Possibly going into next week as well. $10.91, $12.91, $15.37, and then $19.36. They're all going to be resistances to keep an eye out for. And if you want to see the current price here at about $7.69, a move all the way back up to $9 is close to a 15% move. You also got $10.91, which is right around a 41% move. And in just a moment here, I'm going to share with you my personal opinion, which one I think it's going to test and potentially reject. $12.91 here, a 67% move. $15.37 right around a 99% move, and then you got $20 there, right around a 152% move there. In my personal opinion, I would keep an eye out for a potential test breaking above $9 again, but I would be very careful with the $11 resistance here. I think this is personally where I think we could get a potential rejection or watch for a potential sell-off after we get closer to $11 here. So I do think, we already saw this test towards $9 and then there's like that pullback, right? I do think we get a retest of $9 and start to break into the $9 range up to $11. I just want to see if $9 could potentially become a support level in the short term here. If so, I would then keep an eye out for $11. That's just my personal opinion, not financial advice. I'm not forcing anyone to buy, sell, or hold. This is just a possibility in case we get a momentum move back up towards $9 to $11. Let me know what your thoughts are down below at these current prices. Are you holding or are you buying more currently for Hertz Global? I do think it's going to be quite risky just because we're already up about 80% total. Just keep in mind this is a high risk mover and high risk, high reward. So definitely could see a lot of reward here if we see a big push up towards $9 to $11. I would just be very careful if we break down below $6.08 again. If this support cannot hold, be very careful of a pullback back down to even potentially $5 or $4, okay? That's just a possibility. Let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comments. And if you don't have a Discord or a community for Hertz Global, check out the QR code on the left side there for our Discord. It's free to join. We have over 32,000 members. And lastly, if you are looking for live entries and exits, check out our Patreon link as well. We have stocks and options alerts in our Patreon. Currently have a promotional discount right now as we're celebrating our 5-year anniversary. And again, both links are going to be down below in the description. Our discount promotion is going to be ending soon. And so if you do want to secure a permanent discount, check out the Patreon link for live entries and exits. Okay. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video for Hertz Global.